This will be my third video today. It's still June the 2nd. And I'm getting better as an individual, and I can tell. Because I check myself on certain things. Like, if I feel like I'm hating on somebody, or if I feel like I said something and I didn't truly mean it, I check myself. And I feel like that's something we all need to do. We all need to hold ourselves accountable for our actions. Like, accountability is a big thing. And that's really why a lot of us aren't growing. Because we don't want to check ourselves. Or we don't want to be in the wrong. We don't want to, you know, feel as if what we're doing is wrong because we're doing it. But if somebody do the same thing to you and you check them on it, you a hypocrite. Like, you got to give people what you want them to give you. And whether they give it to you or not, you did your part as an individual. We need to get this through our head that if one of our sisters or our brothers make it, then we all done made it. Like, yeah, it could have been you, but it's not. All you see at the end of the day is what's happening. Like, you see the now. You don't see them nights where they didn't sleep. You don't see them months where they went without food, or they went without money, or they went without eating, or they went without going out. Like, you don't see their sacrifice. All you see is their success. You don't see the things they went to get, you know, the networking they had to do, the connections they made, the money they lost, the losses they took. You don't see everything they put into themselves. All you see is the end result, and you be like, well, I could have did that, or that could have been me. But it's not. And it's not going to ever be you, because you think like that when somebody else is succeeding. Like, the next person should not be your competition. You should get motivated off that. Like, right now, age is good and bad. It plays a factor. But the fact that somebody's doing it and they around your age, that should make them relatable. That should make you want to do something. Not saying you have to, because your life is your life. But when you start comparing your life to others, you don't know what nobody went through, because people not going to tell you the bad. They not going to put the bad out there. They want you to see the good. They not going to put out there, well, when I first tried to sell hair, I bought $5,000-$6,000 worth of hair and ain't none of my hair sell. Or they got short on hair, or the first batch of boners they bought were bad. They not finna tell you all that, because they took that loss and they learned from it. They learned how to tell the quality of the hair. They learned what questions to ask. They had more knowledge when it came to whatever career or whatever position they were doing. Whether it's you selling something, well, all of it was selling something. But whether it's selling hair, selling popsicles, selling sanitary pads, selling herbal stuff, whether you selling real estate, you gonna take some losses. And 9 times out of 10, you don't see the losses people take unless they already out there with the success. Meaning, like, right now, Super got her thing going on with her makeup. If Super took a $5,000, not $5,000 in there, but if she took like a $5 million loss and she had a lawsuit or something, you will see that, because we already know who she is. But if she would have took that loss before we knew who she was, we wouldn't have never knew she took that loss, just because we didn't know her. Once you are popular, once your name is out there, once your name got a buzz to it, that's when your failures or your less, or things that it's not up to par will come out. But people take losses every day. We just don't go around and broadcast our losses. It's not about how many losses you take. It's about how many wins you get. It's about how many times you get back up. Like, it don't matter, because every loss, don't look at something as a loss. Don't look at it like that. Because if it was meant for you, you would have got it. It's the reason why things happen. It's the reason why you go through certain things, and it makes you appreciate the end result. It makes you appreciate the bigger picture. Because if what you want is just straight out given to you, you ain't gonna want it for real. You're gonna play with it. You're not gonna value it, because it was just given to you. But if you done struggled a little bit, if you know how it feel to be broke, if you know how it feel to be hungry, you're gonna appreciate that next meal. And when you be in certain places in life, like, life take you through a lot of things so that you can see a lot of stuff. And if you're not paying attention, you're going to miss it every time, and you're going to keep repeating that same cycle. You're going to meet some very interesting people that you don't even know the impact they have on you or the impact you had on them. Like, I have conversations with people daily. Who's to say that conversation ain't stopped them from killing themselves? Whether I got anything monetary from that conversation or not, like, it don't matter. You talk to people for a reason. You come across people for a reason. Like, there's no such thing as a coincidence. Everything has a reason behind it. Every person you've met, you met them for a reason. Every person you've interacted with, you interacted with them for a reason. And once you really realize that money don't matter, all this, oh, I got a nice car, I got a nice house, I got this, I got that. Once you realize that don't matter, and time is the only thing that is valuable, time is the only thing that you actually have, and you don't even have much of that. But you realize you put a price on your time when you work for somebody else. They paying you $13 for an hour of work. Is that $13 worth your hour? Is that worth your time? Is what you did in that hour worth your time? Was it something to fulfill your purpose? Was it something that made you feel better? Was it worth it? If it's not, you need to reevaluate some things. You need to get your life together, and you need to figure out what you want to do. But we can't look at other people's successes as our failures. We can't. Like, I got... Also, that's something else we need to think about. You need to check your circle. You need to check who you talk to, who you be around, who you let in, who you push away. You need to check your circle. If people in your circle ain't growing you, or you not growing them, y'all ain't got no reason to be around each other at all. If you feel like people in your circle are vultures, vultures only want dying things. They around you because you dead. Yeah, you living, but you dead. You ain't doing nothing. You follow the same pattern every day. Anytime something come up that don't go your way, it's an excuse. It's, oh, I wasn't this, I wasn't there. Oh, my mama wasn't there, my daddy wasn't there. Wasn't nobody there for me. Ain't nobody helped me. I ain't had this. People get tired of hearing that. You should get tired of hearing that. Because after you made it to 18, right? Whether you graduated, GED, whatever, the knowledge that you do have, you got that, right? Once you were legally an adult, once you were doing on or fending for yourself, your people did everything they were supposed to do. It's on you now. They passed you the baton. Now what you gonna do? You gonna blame them the rest of your life? You gonna fall victim to some drugs? You gonna become an alcoholic? You gonna smoke your brains out? You gonna be depressed the rest of your life because of what your family did or didn't do the first few years? Once you think about 18 years to 80, what do the first 20 years really matter? If you gonna dwell on them first 20 years for your last 60, why are you here? Why are you living? You're not even living. Why are you existing? Why are you here? What are you doing? You can't dwell on stuff you can't change. And your past is something you can't change. You went through everything you went through to bring somebody else out, whether you believe it or not. And it's very therapeutic to actually talk about stuff. But us in the black community, we condemn anybody who feel like they depressed. Oh, ain't nothing wrong with you. Girl, hush, ain't nothing wrong with you. Stuff like that is so toxic. Like, yeah, some people are overly emotional. Yeah, they're dramatic. But some people really be going through some stuff and they just want somebody to listen to them. But when you got the people that you think supposed to have you, your mama, your daddy, your circle, your friends, whoever raised you, your grandma, whoever, when you got the people around you and they brushing you off, like, that makes you fall further into whatever state you're in. Because you feel like ain't nobody there. You feel like don't nobody care. You feel like can't nobody relate to you. You gotta relate to you. Whether you talking to somebody or you writing it down, like, get that out. Because when you keep stuff inside, you ain't hurting nobody but yourself. And when I tell you, you got a testimony, You really got a testimony. And at the end of the day, like, if your life or your upbringing was messed up, help somebody else's upbringing not be messed up. It's so many kids in foster care. It's so many kids in group homes. It's so many kids who don't have a proper upbringing. They don't have. Help them. You know you messed up, but it don't make you feel better. It don't make you feel better about breaking that cycle for somebody. It don't make you feel better about going to help somebody, like when you see them down. Like, yeah, you doing it for them, but you're doing it for you too. Like, yeah, it's a selfish act. It really is. But it's a selfless act in the same breath. Like, I don't get it. Like, you know you messed up. You know your upbringing was messed up. You know you watched your daddy beat your mama growing up. But your next door neighbor getting her head knocked over. You ain't doing nothing about it. You turn your head to it. You messing up. And it's kids in that house. Them kids saying the same thing you see, and you know you messed up. You know you still hold grudges, or you feel a certain way when you get around certain people, or you hold yourself back from loving people just off what you didn't get growing up, or just because it's new to you. Just because you didn't get the love you wanted to get growing up, you don't know how to give it, and you scared to give it, so you don't give it. You ain't hurting nobody but yourself. You gotta put yourself out there. You gotta put yourself in positions to get hurt to fully grow. If you ain't put your all into it, you put nothing into it. If it ain't all, it might as well be nothing. Don't have to do nothing. I had a teacher back in elementary. I don't even, well, we can call them teachers. It was at the Boys and Girls Club. Miss Annie. I love this lady to this day. Miss Annie said, if that ain't your best work, don't put your name on that paper. And that's something that stuck with me, amongst other things that she said. But that's one thing that definitely stuck with me. So if it ain't all, it's nothing. If you're not willing to give somebody your all, or to forget giving somebody your all, give yourself your all. Be by yourself for a minute. Get to know you. Get to know what you like. Become an individual. You have to exist outside of any situation you put yourself in. You got to exist outside of it. You have to have an identity outside of your relationship, outside of your kids, outside of your job, outside of your career, outside of whatever. Figure out what your thing is and stick to it. It could be writing. It could be you working out. You might like coloring. You might like baking. Whatever your thing is, figure out what your thing is and do it. If it brings you peace, no matter what you're doing, do that. If you got something and you know it just ease your mind when you do it, do it. Do it more. Them days you overwhelmed, or you feel stressed out, or you just feel like ain't nothing going your way, do that. And it's a lot of things we need to get into our daily routine. Like, we need to meditate. We need to sit back and get out the world. Like, we need to stop watching other people and watch ourselves. Because we so trapped into these televisions, and we tuning in to them, and you're not even tuning in to you. You'll watch somebody else's whole life story on Real Housewives. Oh, she pregnant, this, that. You watch all of that. What you doing in your life? What are you doing to better you? You'll watch Love and Hip Hop. You'll watch BET. You'll watch this, you'll watch that. You need to watch you. You need to get out of this television and focus on your reality. Because that reality has been doctored. That's not real. And they'll put stuff out there because it makes money, and it makes you sit down and watch them. When you're not watching you, you're not tending to your own. Your child fell in school. Your child doing this, your child doing that. But you sit here watching TV. You sit here feeding them this BS that they got TV commercials. If it got a TV commercial, I promise 9 times out of 10 it ain't healthy for you. You gotta tend to your own, man. These people really don't care about you. You have to care about you. You a number. You a body. You just there. You gotta care about you. You have to value yourself before somebody else do. At the end of the day, people don't care about you. They gonna put out what they put out, and if you buy it, you buy it. If you do it, you do it. You have to value yourself. You have to tell yourself no. You gotta love yourself before you think somebody can love you. Because if you don't love you, you'll go for anything. anything that you feel like is serving you can be actually killing you and making you even emptier, because you don't love you. You do stuff for a temporary fulfillment or a temporary happiness, but it has a long-term depth. It's a long-term catch to it. Like, if you do something and you can't say it out loud without being proud of it, you weren't supposed to do that. I'm sorry my videos be so long. I really just get into a topic and I really drift off, because that wasn't my initial topic. But things take me where they take me. And these are the thoughts I be having in my head. That's why I just have to document them in a way. Because, I mean, I used to write, but when I used to write, I was angry. So, I'm good on that. I'd rather record. I'd rather hear myself. I'd rather have something that I can go back to no matter what state I'm in. And the thing about it is, I don't even rewatch these videos. I don't like having conversations more than one time. Like, not the same exact way. Like, if I was to change my terminology, or I can change the group that I'm talking to about, then cool. But if I'm saying exactly what I just said, I'm gonna refer you to a video. I don't care if you think I'm an asshole, but time is something you can't get back. So why spend another moment doing something you already did? You've done that. You completed that moment. You're not even her no more. You're not even in that position no more to be her. You're done. You're not her. Whoever you was in that period, in that state, while you were doing that, you will never feel that feeling again, especially if you're doing it twice. The first time you do something, that's when you're going to get your most natural and authentic reaction. Once you've done it 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times, it's not a love feeling no more. It's not a feeling no more. It's just, okay. Because you got bored with it. It was exciting the first time. Maybe even the second time. It could have been excited the third time, but after that third time, you was just like, whatever. But when I actually do decide to post these, hopefully they go well. I don't even care if they don't go well. I'm putting this out here for me. Whether I get subscribers or people watch my videos or I get views or any, I don't care about none of that. I put this out here for me and you and whoever who's listening. Whoever can relate to me, this is for y'all. But it's really for me. If you benefit off of it, then more power to me or more power to you. But I do this to get stuff out of me. Like, because my mind just be, it be everywhere sometimes. So I feel like when I record myself and I talk and I hear myself talk, like, yeah, sometimes I may stutter, sometimes I may get off, or I may pronounce something wrong. Like, I'm human, baby. I'm human. And I am 21 and I'm country as hell. So down here we do not enunciate our words like we're supposed to. And most people don't anyway. Like, we speak broken English, we speak Ebonics. Like, that's just what it is. I don't speak proper at all, and I won't say I do. On paper, it's beautiful though, because I do the hell out of resume. And I'll match it too at that interview. But once I get the job, I'm just playing. Like, I'm extremely professional. I really am. But I just don't enunciate my words like I'm supposed to. I don't pronounce every syllable in every word. I don't use big words like I could or should. I feel like the way I talk is extremely relatable. Like, if you can understand big words, you can understand little ones. So anyway, I'm sorry this